Over the past 10 years, Tracy and Eric Voice have transformed a sloping, dry clay block in Wairarapa into a thriving lavender farm and distillery, producing home and body products, a newly launched range of alcoholic drinks, and a stargazing visitor experience. Ranui Essentials is the result of hard work, exhaustive research, and tenacity.
When we came here, it was a bare plot. There was one tree on the property. The house had been dumped here. And we actually thought, oh, what could we grow that complements the region? So we started off with avocados, but they took forever to grow. So I did a bit of research around what complements, grapes, what complements olives, and what actually enjoys dry conditions, because Dry River is where we are, Dry River Road, and it's one of the driest places in New Zealand. So lavender popped out, which was fantastic. We planted lavender, which is French lavender, and it's a hybrid, and that produces the most essential oil. It's the highest yield per plant. We've also planted the New Zealand variety, the Violet Intrigue, for the purposes of some of the products that we're using. We've actually put in another 40 different varieties, and the varieties to see what actually grows in the conditions. And we've got a Japanese variety, we've got a Croatian variety, we've got other English varieties, we've got different colours, white lavenders, pink lavenders, dark purple lavenders, and we're just seeing which ones actually survive. The first year you tend to trim the lavender and let the growth go into the plant, but the second year you'll get a crop. But really, the fifth year gives you the best oil. You're really producing quality oil at that point. So what sort of soaps are you thinking of? Because we have a number of varieties. I started off with soaps, the typical hand creams, but then we grew into massage oils, body products. We're producing the essential oil. Try a little bit of that. That's the pure essential oil.
That smells delicious.
And very recently we've extended now into alcohol products, which is produced by the lavender here. We did have a business plan in the sense that we wanted to produce something on the land that was sustaining. I must admit we were fortunate to take the children over to Europe, and we spent some time in France. It was part of our research, and I brought back a liqueur, and I thought, oh, that would be pretty cool if we could produce that. So it's been 3 years in the making to produce the culinary product, which effectively in this case is a gin, a liqueur and a vodka, and that's working in partnership with others. There are some very experienced lavender growers right across New Zealand that gave us guidance. The New Zealand Lavender Growers Association has a huge library of knowledge, so that's been quite significant. Plus, of course, you do your own research, use Google, and also, travel around and see what other people are doing.
The challenges with establishing a lavender crop is the soil type. We've got a lot of clay here which holds water, and it really likes dry land, so we get a ripper in to rip the rows first. And the advantage of that too is that with their GPSs now, they make really nice straight rows. So when I come along and then we put weed mat on afterwards and to cover over it, and that keeps the weeds at bay when the plants grow. We were speaking to someone over the other coast who had done weed mat and how to cut the holes in it, and she said she used to get a baked bean can on a barbecue and heat it up and then go through and burn the holes in it. So I thought, oh well, I can do better than that, so I got a blowtorch that I put the can on, and then it just doesn't stop, so I can just go through and cut the holes really quickly, and it just seals all the weed mats so it doesn't fray. We're forever trialling an area of different things, because I'm at the moment with my ride on, I've been trying to work out how to get the flower heads out of the way when I mow along the edge. So version 2 has failed, so I've got to work on version 3 now. But yeah, it's had some challenges trying to bolt something to a wheel to go around corners and get the flowers out of the way, but we're always coming up with things to try and make it easier for ourselves. So the distillery, we brought that in from the South Island, installed it here, and I operate it, and we distill lavender for it. We do our own oil, and we do outsource for other growers as well, doing their oil. It does about 100 kilos at a time. Takes about 40 odd minutes to process a load. So with pest and weed control, there really is no pests. Nothing attacks it or eats it or affects it or anything. Weed control, that's why we put the weed mat down, is to try and keep weeds at bay. No irrigation, no fertiliser, pretty much where if it doesn't grow, then it doesn't grow.
We hold tours and we take people on a bit of a journey on the lavender and the different varieties. And also we hold some events over the peak period, which really for us is the first 2 weeks in January. Fantastic time because everyone's on holiday. And we hold stargazing evenings in the evening where people can come and pick lavender, and then we have astronomers, local astronomers, that talk about the stars. And people just chill out in amongst the lavender with their picnic, and it's a family event. It's a $5 donation and off they go. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Martinborough is seen as a dark sky society. Rural Cockapatuna, which is literally 5-10 minutes down the road, is similar, as dark as Tekapo. So reason why we don't have much light pollution, we overlook Martinborough, and we actually have the property in red light, so it's adjusted for people's eyes and so on.